Hi there, welcome to another edition of TokStocks. I'm your host, Keir Reynolds, and today we're lucky enough to have Robert Eckford, Rua Gold, trades on the TSX Venture Exchange on the ticker RUA. How you doing today?
Very good. Happy to be in Zurich.
Yes, we're here at the SMI conference, the Swiss Mining Institute. It's just after lunchtime. How was your morning session?
Good, yeah, busy. I mean, this conference always attracts great investors, repeat investors. We've got some big shareholders here, so it's a great place to be.
Excellent. And maybe for those of my viewers that don't know sort of who you are and much about the company, would you mind just starting with your background? How'd you get where you are today?
Sure. I guess most importantly, I'm a Kiwi, so I was born there. I won't go through my life history there. That will overrun us. But yeah, I'm a finance background. I was a CFO of our last company that we started, was called Aris Mining. We started that in 2020. I've had a career that's built mining companies, predominantly inward facing, looking at building through organic and inorganic growth. And we are now kicking off with Rua Gold, and why we're here today. We launched this in March. We went public. It's been really successful. We launched at a 10-cent deal. It hasn't traded below 10 cents ever. We did a financing at 18 cents. We're just closing an acquisition. Probably by the time this goes live, hopefully it'll be closed at a 20-cent deal. So yeah, no, it's been a busy 6 months.
Excellent. And maybe you could just familiarize everybody with how many assets do you have, how many projects, what stage, where you're located?
Sure. Yeah, no, I mean, Rua Gold is a New Zealand solely focused exploration company. We're looking for gold, high-grade gold in New Zealand. We see New Zealand as one of the best jurisdictions worldwide right now, and it's the gold rush no one knows about. We've got 2 assets in New Zealand, one on the North Island, one on the South Island. Our South Island one is probably where we should focus. That's our advanced exploration asset. That's where we're seeing a drills turning. We're seeing some M&A closing. And really we've got fully permitted, cashed up treasury, drill turning, and looking for some nice gold intercepts.
And what's your cap structure look like? How many shares are outstanding?
So right now, with the closing of the transaction, we'll have about 320 million shares out, so albeit a large float, but at the same time, we're poised for growth. We've got 5 million treasury in the bank, and we should be able to see some really interesting catalysts coming from that.
And what would be some of those catalysts that
Well,
we should watch out for over the next 6 months?
Yeah, so as mentioned, we've got an M&A transaction, and just to touch very high level on that one, we saw an opportunity where we have our land package in the South Island. It was 34,000 hectares. We had 4 past producing mines, and this district has already produced 2 million ounces at 10 to 50 grams a ton, like really high grade, very prolific in terms of the amount of gold there, and that was in the 50s. So it hasn't been touched in the last 75 years in any significant way. And we're now in there, and we saw our neighboring mining company was Siren Gold. They're ASX listed, and they had the package next door to us, and we said it totally makes sense that this district is under one mining company, one person to take it forward, and we're able to strike a deal with them, and it wasn't without its own hiccups. There was another interloper trying to take the land from us. It's probably the first time New Zealand's seen a bit of a fight over land mining claims there for a long time, but luckily Rua came out on top. So the first catalyst is we're going to close this transaction and become a district scale explorer. And then, as I said, we've got 2 drills currently turning. Exploration results come out monthly. With the closing of the transaction, we'll have a 3rd drill setting up, and that'll start drilling as soon as we're closed. And so really it's a drill baby drill story, and the truth will be in the drill bit, and that's where the catalyst will come for the shareholders.
So you kind of mentioned your previous work with Aris, which has been a prolific, high-growth, high-grade miner. So has Rua also got production plans in its future? And maybe you could talk to some of the grades that you're encountering, some of the type of drill intervals that investors should watch out for.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I started Aris with Neil Woodyer as the founder. Neil and I have worked together for 10 years, and I say I went to the Neil Woodyer School of Business. He's a deal junkie. It's Neil the deal, and he's taught me a lot that I know today. And thanks to that, it's building companies through both organic growth and inorganic. And so the drill results is the organic growth, and we're looking for ounce intercepts. Our last intercept was 34 grams a ton over an ounce, and that's exactly what we want. We want more of them, and we want wider spacing, and we want to build out structure. So that's really our organic side. But we do have the opportunity for more M&A. We do have the appetite for more M&A solely in New Zealand. We are New Zealand focused, and we're a New Zealand roll-up story. And we see with the government right now, they're pushing so hard for more mining. They want to double mining exports. They've got new legislation to fast-track permitting there. So it's a really good jurisdiction to be in, and we'll be actively searching for good projects there.
And any idea in terms of 43-101 resources, any goal in terms of getting a resource out, updating resources, things like that?
Yeah, so with this transaction, we had to refresh our 43-101, and we've done some limited drilling already. And even with that limited drilling, we're going to have 500,000 ounces coming onto our balance sheet, which is great, but we're not here for 500,000 ounces. We're here for district scale, and so we'll really be focused on drilling for the next 9 months and then looking to refresh that again.
In terms of your cap table, any sort of major institutions or what sort of insider ownership would the company have?
Yeah, I think two important points to call out is one, we raised $8 million in July, and that was a 10% discount to where we were trading. That was a zero warrant deal, and I think there's not many sub 50 million market cap companies that can raise money without warrants these days. So that speaks to the management, speaks to the assets. Secondly, we're really strongly institutionally backed. Our board and management have had over $11 billion of exits. We've had over $2 billion raised, and we've put 8 mines into production. We're very experienced, a very deep depth of skill in our management team is huge, and our board has a lot of relationships, and so we get a lot of institutional support. One of our biggest shareholders, David Finch, is here at SMI, and that's part of the reason we're here with Ixios supporting us. We have Libra on our cap table. We have the likes of Peter Moroney and Eric Sprott as high net worth investors, all really supportive and long-term shareholders, and they see the same vision that we see.
Any final thoughts you want to leave us with here today?
I mean, without plugging Rua endlessly, I think I'd encourage viewers to even just look at New Zealand. I think New Zealand is taking such a 180 from where it has been for the last few decades. I think it's worth educating yourselves on what's going on there. I think Oceana Gold is doing amazing things there, and they're helping us pave the way for future production. So that would be my final thought to leave everyone with.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time. Great
Thanks
to meet
very
you.
much.